Now, for those that are in USDA zones 9 through 11, it's a little bit different. This is peak heat season. For those that are in the southern, southeast United States, it's also hot and wet, which is kind of a double whammy. It makes it very, very hard to get outside. It makes it really hard to enjoy it, to be honest. It's like the mornings for me, I'm like, do I want a hot coffee because I'm inside doing bookwork, or do I want an iced coffee because I'm going outside? I gotta monitor my coffee and my fluid intake based on how I feel and where I'm gonna be outside. It's just hot in July. It's humid, it's gross. I was up helping this guy down the street here yesterday, put this air conditioner in, and I'm just dripping. You know what I mean? After like 15, 20 minutes, you've soaked all the way through your shirt. It is really just hot. So your garden and your food forest and your livestock, they're kind of feeling the same way. So the three things that I would focus on this month, first and foremost, this is the peak time of the year to be deworming cattle, livestock, poultry, all the things on the farm, even really watching your domesticated animals, your cats, your dogs, that sort of thing, because the heat and humidity and that high moisture content really increases the chances of getting worms or fostering disease. So make sure you stay on your deworming regimen, whether that's using something like ivermectin. I use the basic H model. This is really the month to do that. And once I'm done deworming, the next week I always follow up with very consistent probiotics. I want to re-inoculate their gut and their microbiome with really good, healthy stuff. So I know I do put this in the to-do list a couple times a year, but I would say July is the most important time because of the heat, the moisture, the humidity, the rainy season. So this is a really big time to do that. On that same note, I would also really encourage you, rotate your animals and your livestock frequently. I try to do it more than what I really think. So when I'm going out in the yard, if I go by one of the chicken tractors and I see it and go, I need to rotate those chickens, I should have done it yesterday. Does that make sense? The moment you notice it, it's probably a day or two too late. We want to make sure that they're not scratching all the way down to the dirt, because when they scratch like chickens or ducks or geese or whatever down to the dirt, that's where the disease gets fostered. The bacteria begins to thrive. Same thing with cattle and with sheep and with goats and horses. Don't let it get, really, really short grass. You want some length on that grass as you rotate them to really make sure that they stay healthy. So as you're walking out in your fields, whether it's with your horses, your cows, or the chicken tractor systems, if you notice it, consider you should have done it the day before, and then just make sure you do it the next morning or that same day. Second thing that I would focus on in USDA zones 9 through 11, this one is a hard one for me, is planting the annual flowers for early fall. I always feel like it's just so hot to be planting seed, but it really is a good time. The heat increases germination. We get those daily rains. It is hard to get outside and go, I'm gonna go plant cosmos and zinnia and celosia and sunflowers and bachelor buttons. I'm always glad in the fall, but it is so hard to make myself do it this time of year. It's like, for whatever reason, the last thing that I want to do is be on my hands and knees in the mosquitoes, when it's 100 degrees outside. But if you go out in the morning, it's really not that bad. I bring my iced coffee or whatever in the morning, and I'll just sit by some of the flower beds or the pots, and I'll just poke in a couple seeds. And you don't have to do them all at once, just spread them out now, and then you'll have blooms into September, October, November. And toward the end of this month and 1st of August, that is the exact time that I like to plant cosmos and zinnia, so I have blooms for Thanksgiving. So I like to kind of time it around the holidays a little bit. I want fresh blooms when people come over to visit or whatever. So third thing this month, and this is the fun one, harvest. It's peak harvest season. It's peak harvest season in the food forest. There are so many things that are ripe. The mangoes are ripening. We're getting bananas right now. Avocados are starting. Patanga tuba was fruiting yesterday. My figs are fruiting. I get like handfuls of figs every single day. The jabuticaba is doing so good. I'm giving it to neighbors. I had a friend come over the other day and was like, oh, you gotta try this. And this is the black and this is the red. It's peak harvest season. So harvest a little bit every single day. It makes it so enjoyable. So don't let the birds and the squirrels steal your harvest. Get outside, do it. If you can't eat it fresh, then store it. So freeze it or dry it. This is a great time to be tincturing. Honestly, the terpenes and the phytochemicals in the plants are really high because of high moisture, high heat. What an amazing time to start drying them and storing them for the winter months. So I know it's weird to be thinking about November, December already, but I want really good oregano. I want really good dried moringa powder, so this is a great time. This is this coming week here. First time I'm going to do the chop and drop on moringa for this season. It was a little bit later getting started this year, I feel like. So it's time to harvest. So enjoy yourself in the food forest. If you're in USDA zones 9 through 11, this is like the peak time to be eating, to be enjoying. So deworm your cattle, plant those annual vegetables and livestock, and get out there in the food forest and enjoy those things like right now.